Jessica Mulroney, Meghan Markle's one-time best friend whose children played a very prominent role in Meghan's wedding, is apparently officially getting divorced from her husband, Ben Mulroney.
High society in Canada is shocked. Jessica Mulroney used to be one of the most well-known stylists in the nation, divorced her spouse after 16 years of marriage. Supporters and admirers were taken aback, and social media burst with inquiries. What really took place behind closed doors? Was this long anticipated? Or might it have been tied to the disputes Jessica discovered herself in at the moment? Come along with us as we reveal the true causes of their union. Concluded. Canada's most talked about unions. Ben Mulroney and Jessica shared a magical story. Union. They first came into contact when he was 17 and she was just 15. She was pals with Mark, Ben's brother, and Ben subsequently acknowledged that she left a large impact on him. Nothing at the moment occurred. They were just in their teens, and life went on. Ben left to go after his education and ultimately a profession in entertainment as opposed to the legal route what his parents had hoped for. 10 years eventually, destiny reunited them. In 2007, while a vacation while shooting Canadian Idol in Montreal, Ben made the decision to contact Jessica. She decided to have supper with him, and that they went to karaoke and had sushi that evening. Stage on which Ben played New York, New York. He felt a bit ashamed, but Jessica was enchanted, and Ben subsequently said on his first date, he discovered that they were destined to be together. Following that, things went really fast. During the following 9, Jessica accompanied Ben on his Idol for many months trip, and Ben visited her in Montreal apartment. The relationship they shared as teens had developed into a profound, authentic relationship, reinforced by common experiences and time spent with each other. Ben made a proposal at CHA Nick, a diner from Westmount. They both had gone there as children. Under the direction of he chose a diamond ring for his mother. And Jessica agreed. Their nuptials were a 3-day event including hundreds of visitors, representing both their individual importance and social standing. Following their marriage, they became into a prominent couple nearly right away. After a year, they served as co-chairs of the Innovators Ball and often appeared on red carpets together. Their family expanded with the arrival of twin sons in 2010, then a daughter in 2013. Although their honeymoon period lasted for years, they were just struck by the terrible truth of life apart from love bubble. What circumstance did they discover themselves in? Red carpet to red flag moment. Jessica was removed by Bell Media. I do like Mulroney's reality shows. Every platform after the celebrity Toronto lifestyle accused the stylist. Influencer Sasha stopped threatening her career during a conflict related to the anti-racism movement. Everything sounded scandalous. The dispute emerged after Exit's Instagram video post stating that the dispute started when she made a broad appeal for action, motivating influencers to use their platforms for black voices to be heard. Exit claims that Jessica, who had not discussed the movement in public at that point, saw the communication as a personal assault. Exit claimed that in response, Jessica sent written messages endangering her means of subsistence, include assertions that she was speaking engaging businesses and brands about Exit's actions. Within the influencer sector, where sponsorships and alliances are vital revenue streams, Exit described this as an immediate danger. After the release of the video, Belle's statement from the media announced the Edo Reid's prompt dismissal, which had just debuted its first season. The decision, according to the corporation, reflected their dedication to respect, inclusion, and allyship, claiming that Jessica's actions clashed with such ideals. Within an answer, Jessica admitted Bell Media's choice and said that she would withdraw from her career interactions. In a written declaration posted on social media, she claimed the things had shown her that she had to contemplate and get knowledge. Additionally, she acknowledged her privilege and declared her intention to do better in the future. Leave later. Said that Jessica had made threats legal action after the disagreement became public. Jessica later provided clarification that she didn't intend to pursue a lawsuit and expressed regret, saying that she was mistaken and really sorry for how she managed the situation. She said that she had no intention of endangering Exeter's career and acknowledged that she had taken the first call to action as well individually. Jessica declared her intention to take a little break from social media, stating that she intended to utilize the time to reflect and elevate the voices of black people by letting other people take control of her platform. But the consequences continued outside of Bell Media. Citiline verified that Jessica will stop showing up as a visitor specialist, whereas Hudson's Bay and Kleinfeld Canada terminated their professional connections with her. Additionally, Good Morning America said that Jessica would no longer be seen as a contribution to fashion. Exeter, a former exceptional athlete who became an entrepreneur and brand strategist, highlighted that she wasn't calling Jessica a racist. Rather, she presented the problem as one of privilege and power, contending that the capacity to pose a danger to professional consequences showed systemic disparities in the sector. In spite of the disputes, Jessica had to fully support her as she feels assistance. However, it wasn't Meghan, her purported best buddy, who then took a step in. Additionally, what did they lose in the procedure? Jessica's network of support. Ben, her spouse, took a shocking action. To the center of everyone, he declared that he would be leaving his co-hosting position on ET Talk, mentioning the must provide space for fresh, varied voices, and to help his spouse. Behind the scenes, the circumstances allegedly produced conflict at CTV. According to reports, the employees were taken aback by his absence, but Ben said he had been devoted to providing for his spouse. When he said that he was leaving ET Speaking, he clarified that his choice was driven by the desire for more portrayal in the media. Ben said, "I adore my spouse, but I have no right to speak on her behalf today. Together, we're determined to complete the strive to gain greater knowledge and comprehension regarding anti-racism as well as our blind areas." He continued by emphasizing that the discussion about systemic racism emphasized the need for greater Black, Native Americans and people of color in the media, an idea he wants to uphold by moving aside. CTV was pleased with Ben's choice, verifying that he would continue to donate to ET discusses unique tasks such red carpet occasions, such as the Oscars. Meanwhile, those who are close to the couple imply that Ben has been offering guidance and providing Jessica with individual assistance, observing that every tale has two sides. Socially, a large number of Toronto's artists, journalists, and fashion circles have separated themselves, and insiders claim that even her well-known bond with Meghan Markle's public visibility has decreased. Jessica's lack of public appearances have also been seen. According to reports, she is remaining near spending time with her at home in Toronto. 3 kids were hiding in the middle of the continuous examination. Her parents had been seen going with her, the local children, offering a semblance of normalcy in the media storm. From the outside, the family seemed to be flourishing until startling news over the internet was rocked by separation. Everyone's first inquiry was easy. What took place inside the Mulroney divided? It has been verified that Ben and Jessica Mulroney are formally parting ways. Having been married for almost 16 years, sadly, they have broken up, with several sources attesting to the separation. Although neither has made any public remarks, however, the indications had been subtly increasing up for many months. Earlier this summer, speculation started when Jessica began sharing pictures on social media sans her wedding band. The absence was almost noted by fans right away, particularly because Jessica has always been rather open about her online family life. The News has contacted representatives for Ben and Jessica for verification. However, as far as there has been no formal reaction. Beyond the Jessica's social media account, Missing Ring, a new chapter has been hinted to by activities. Her writing has become more and more focused on changes in life, career, and personal development. Ben, meanwhile, has been conspicuously missing. The last time Ben showed up on her when she returned to Instagram in March, sent a birthday message honoring his 49th. At the moment, everything seemed too cozy and loving, with Jessica hoping that all of his wishes will come true indeed. The pair celebrated the 16th of October is the wedding anniversary, although even yet, there were faint indications indicating not everything was the same. Jessica jokingly acknowledged that they had fully neglected to commemorate the achievement. In a humorous post, she said that the anniversary they missed was an oversight, stating that the affection they shared throughout the course of the year compensated for it. It seemed light-hearted at the time, but looking back, it now seems just a little hint that their connection could already have been changing. Ben has consistently maintained a lower internet profile in contrast to his spouse. Nevertheless, when he did write about Jessica, his remarks were really sentimental. In a 2021 homage, he referred to her as his everything, claiming that nobody brought him more happiness, pride, love, or passion. He was even considered how long it took him to secure their first date, highlighting how he was certain that after they were, he would never let her leave while they were together. That long-standing collaboration continued outside of their marriage and into their social group. For many years, Jessica and Ben and Meghan had a tight relationship. Markle while residing in Toronto filming Suits. The Mulroneys joined of Meghan's close friends and family, with their family's obvious influence on her lives, including becoming parents. Participate in Prince Harry and Meghan's royal wedding in 2018. During that period, the friendship shown how strongly Meghan had become a part of Toronto's social setting. That connection, but seemed to change after the disputes, leaving many people profoundly curious about what really took place. Thus, what went wrong? From the inner circle of royalty to public examination, Jessica's public fallout seeped into her once close connection to the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan and Jessica became close, and Meghan was shooting outfits in Canada, Toronto, and the two stayed inseparable because to Meghan's early connection to Prince Harry. Jessica was a confidant as well as had a prominent part in Meghan's change into a life of royalty. Her 3 kids even participated in Harry and the 2018 wedding of Meghan, acting as page or bridesmaid and guise. For a while, the friendship raised Jessica's prominence considerably. She got well-known role at royal functions and broadened her presence in fashion and television media. However, the same visibility would later intensify the effects of a scandal that sprang out in 2020. Meghan wasn't directly engaged. Her relationship with Jessica made her the center of attention on conversation. At the time, reports said that Meghan felt ashamed of the circumstances and decided to keep her distance from Jessica. After the first, there were accusations. Although sources maintained that the Duchess did not completely sever connections, the relationship that was once public vanished almost overnight. It became more rather than only conjecture when followers observed that a picture of her and Meghan was absent at the royal wedding. That one lost picture sparked widespread conjecture that their relationship had cooled or came to an end. Jessica subsequently attempted to put an end to the rumors, declaring unequivocally that she and Meghan were still relatives and demanding that Meghan was among her most compassionate pals. Meghan never spoke out in public about the state of their friendship. Since then, Jessica has been particularly not present in Meghan's most recent endeavors as well as appearances. Meghan's Netflix did not include her Love Meghan, a television series that included other close pals, such as Mindy Abigail Spencer and Kaling. Regarding Jessica, that loss seemed to be profoundly private. Insiders mentioned by she previously thought of British tabloids as Meghan family, but now looks back on that time of her life like a shadowy cloud. Just one source said that while Jessica valued the revelation of her royal ties taken from a young age, she eventually regret the amount of focus it drawn in. The identical visibility that increased her visibility and heightened the reaction when her name was linked to debate. As stated by a source near Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex has been having personal difficulties with the controversies aftermath involving her close buddy from the past, More and Jessica. The source said Meghan's Entertainment Tonight felt offended and ashamed by what they said it was quite uncomfortable circumstance and that she has discovered it hard to get over her rage at someone she had long trusted. According to the source, Meghan was very displeased with Jessica's actions during the dispute, thinking it shown a lack of knowledge and sensitivity. From Meghan's viewpoint, Jessica seemed to be tone deaf and used her advantage in a manner that went too far, particularly in her dealings with Sasha Exit, an influencer. As Jessica allegedly contacted Meghan in privacy to discuss what was spoken as rude and foolish comments. It's yet unclear whether those discussions resulted in any true resolution, or a resolution between the two ladies. Now, as word of her divorce spread, the split is seen by some as the last chapter in a sequence of transformative modifications that started 5 years ago. Page 6 said that the pair had been spent some time apart from Jessica disclosing the information in private at a recent wedding in Toronto. As stated by a source, she seemed both relieved and sad, implying a feeling of closure instead more than shock. Neither Ben nor Jessica have openly discussed the reported divorce, and Meghan Markle has continued to quiet as well. However, the renewed emphasis highlights of their entwined history how rapidly becoming close to celebrity, particularly royal notoriety, may go from a burden instead than an asset. What started off as an intimate connection based on similar professions with assistance from one another, eventually developed into a lightning rod for public opinion. Years later on, its after effects are still being felt, changing people's lives long after the headlines continued, reiterating herself. After the criticism, Jessica mostly avoided the spotlight for a few years. At that time, she remained fairly silent and kept away from the spotlight that used to envelop her profession in media and styling individuality. However, in recent months, she has gradually started to reappear openly, indicating a change towards regaining her position in society and circles of professionals. Earlier this week, Jessica posted a picture on Instagram, displaying herself during an upcoming dress fitting of a prominent occasion, signifying one of her more noticeable appearances in certain time. The article recommended a reinvigorated self-assurance and a desire to be noticed once again, a significant shift after years of comparatively quiet. As the daughter-in-law of former Prime Minister Brian Malone's return did not go well undetected. In November of last year, Jessica also attended a shoe fundraising gala box project for Shelters, an organization she co-founded in 2011 with her sisters-in-law, Katie, Caroline, and Vanessa. The company focuses on assisting women and individuals who are at danger being homeless in Canada. Despite Jessica's formal withdrawal leaving the nonprofit in 2020, her presence at the occasion and the reality that she took her daughter Ivy with her, by many as another indication that she is re-entering the public eye gradually life. Later, she posted a picture from the gala on social media, displaying pride in the next generation and emphasizing the fundraiser's success, which collected more than $25,000 for the impacted ladies. By being homeless, the message presented the night as a time of giving and rebirth, confirming the notion that she is attempting to proceed. Additionally, Jessica has re-established contact with the fashion industry. She participated in the 2023 Canadian Arts and Fashion Awards, as well as publicly praised Canadian designers for their inventiveness and skill. In a social media post, she highlighted how important it is to celebrate local creativity in spite of global difficulties, a message that struck a chord with a large number of her fans. In the interim, Vince Chialo, a publicist, told the Daily Sun that the time could be ideal for Jessica's coming back. He observed that sufficient time has gone by since the controversy, and maintained that she adhered to the well-known route of public accountability, expressing regret, taking a step back, and being silent, restoring her reputation. As stated by Jessica, now merits the Chialo chance to rejoin the public dialogue and share her artistic expertise once more. As Jessica progressively, Megan seems to be reasserting herself, managing the psychological fallout in private. Although both ladies have relocated forward in many ways, the one strong relationship that now bound them together stays firmly in the past, molded by disagreement, separation, and unresolved emotions. Ben Mulroney, the former Jessica Mulroney's spouse, has remained involved in Canadian media after their split in the summer of 2025. Following 16 years of marriage, the divorce signified a significant shift in one's life. However, in her career, Jessica has stayed solidly in the spotlight. He is now employed as a radio host and Canadian television presenter, establishing a consistent involvement in politics and discourse media. One of his primary responsibilities is hosting The Ben Mulroney Show, a mid-morning discussion radio show on Toronto 640. The program is broadcasted widely across Chorus Talk radio stations for entertainment, providing Mulroney with a wide platform to talk about politics, current affairs, and societal problems. Well known for his straightforward approach, he often expresses his thoughts candidly, which has enabled him to keep a devoted audience. Along with his in addition to radio work, Mulroney has stepped returning to television. September of 2025, he started serving as a temporary host for the 15th season of the West Block, an ongoing weekly roundtable discussion about politics on the International Television Network. The application focuses on politics and policy in Canada, conversations, and Mulroney's position. He is at the heart of the country's political discussions at a hectic time of year. Mulroney has never avoided expressing his political and personal opinions. During his radio program and in conversations, he has candidly expressed his support for the Conservative Party of Canada, a position consistent with his history and a long-standing interest in political conversation. Although his opinions sometimes provoke discussion, they also bolster his reputation as a pundit who talks with clarity instead of caution. Is there a chance to heal her? Connections with her former spouse and Markle, Meghan? Iced out indefinitely. Jessica Mulroney has been removed in public from one of the most well-known political families. She was conspicuously missing from the final Christmas card from the Mulroney family year, an action that has provoked conjecture about her present status beside her in-laws. The card that was sent by Mila Mulroney, the former First Lady of Canada, included her and 19 other family members, 4 grown children and their families. Ben Mulroney, Jessica's previous spouse, showed up with their 3 kids. Jessica wasn't there. Observed. Sources acquainted with the family imply that the Mulroney had been mindful of Jessica's actions. One insider referred to her as Pepsi right away, a colloquial phrase from her native Montreal, suggesting a social climber. Another said that the family had expanded, weary of Jessica allegedly abusing people to disseminate rumors on her split from Ben. 16 years into their marriage, Jessica and Ben's breakup in the summer of 2025 had remained mostly silent, but her absence was caused by the Christmas card. Indisputable. The Mulroney's choice to omitting her from the card seems to represent both private and public tensions. As Jessica and Ben were in Canada, they were previously regarded as a power couple. Their split corresponds with a time frame, creating considerable disruption in Jessica's social and professional lives. She has spent much of the last several years away from the spotlight, even if she has started reappearing on social media, sharing a peek into her life, career, and modeling as a stylist for her 400,000 Instagram followers adherents. The Mulroney kids were intimately associated with Meghan, even taking part in her royal wedding in 2018 at Windsor Castle to Prince Harry. The Ivy held the bride's veil while the twins worked as a flower girl with Charlotte, Princess. Meghan was acquainted with while in Toronto shooting suits, Jessica, and the stylist was regarded as a reliable confidant. But Meghan's public appearances after 2020 Jessica was no longer featured, and the strong relationship has officially ended. In spite of the obstacles, Jessica has worked to consistently keep up a visible presence, sharing information about her fashion endeavors, exercises, and leisure pursuits. However, the absence from Christmas with relatives card acts as a clear reminder of the consequences on a personal and professional level she has encountered in the last several years, demonstrating how far her standing and connections have changed. Jessica's return to public life while her personal connections continue to be broken, the question that many are left wondering whether she can completely re-establish her relationships with both inside the family and in society at large, or if some doors are permanently closed. Is there no chance of reconciliation between in the future, Jessica and Meghan? How is the industry's response to her return from her absence? Share your opinions with us in the space provided for comments. Recall for more, like, share, and subscribe. Additionally, click the next video that appears on your display.